Jim Cramer looks ahead to next week's game plan. Jim Cramer discusses upcoming earnings reports and events. For example, on Monday, SoFi is expected to report earnings with potential analysts questions about student loan forgiveness. On Tuesday brings earnings reports from Domino's Pizza, Biogen, McDonald's, American Express, and after the close, Amazon. Cramer raises concerns about Starbucks throughput issues and labor costs. He also discusses potential impact of the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision on CVS and Marriott, as well as the potential for a short squeeze in Carvana stock and Apple's disappointing earnings report. He briefly mentions his analysis of PayPal and positive outlook for Western Union based on research from Benchmark and S&P Global.
Bill Whitaker from 60 Minutes interviews Jensen Wong, the CEO of Nvidia. Normally, I wouldn't care about non-business news shows. Absolutely. This time, though, I bet it could have impact on the stock because so many people are fascinated by Nvidia that I think they want to own it and they want to know more about it. And I say, maybe be prepared for a Monday bump from 60 Minutes. Now, on Monday, we hear from the company I get the most questions about. It's called SoFi, S-O-F-I. This one's become a tortured stock, people, where the numbers keep getting better, but the share price doesn't go anywhere because of its convoluted balance sheet. We're issuing equity as additive to earnings, but it crushes the stock anyway. I think there'll be some mystified analysts on the call, including those who will ask, okay, what does the president's student loan forgiveness program have to do with SoFi's earnings to profile? Now, I don't know the answer to that, so I'm going to be listening too, and I will fill you in. We also get a flash from Domino's Pizza, where newest CEO Russell Weiner has really brought back the old Pat Doyle magic. I expect one more great set of numbers because Domino's has execution that's second only to Chipotle, and that is a high bar. Tuesday, wow, okay, oh, don't you love this? This is about losing weight, and this is about gaining weight. Ha ha! Okay, Tuesday we find out exactly how well the GLP-1 diabetes and weight loss drugs are selling when Eli Lilly reports. Now, I expect great numbers because Lilly's constantly sold out of Zepbound, which is the version of the drug aimed at obesity, although the lack of product might actually cause some analysts to be concerned. In other words, they could actually miss on the top line because they can't make it fast enough. Now, we want to hear about the procedure for more comments from the FDA on Lilly's Alzheimer's drug. It's more important even as Biogen's competing product is already starting to get some traction. We're going to be pressing Lilly to see something about that drug. We do hear from McDonald's, too, and I'd like to think that they'll address how they raise prices perhaps too much. Hey, maybe they need to roll them back. I think the incremental series of price hikes has really turned off customers. I don't think it's the great taste, although in the end, we're Wendy's Baconator household. Also, on Tuesday, American Express. They got a full-day analyst meeting on the heels of what was one of the greatest quarters where the stocks just kept going up and up. I bet this meeting will be a blockbuster. Amex is doing everything right, okay? After the close, we get results from a host of important companies. The biggest is Amazon. Will it be like fellow mega-cap Meta platforms where heavy AI spending fell the stock? Or will it be more like Microsoft or Alphabet, which gave you unbelievably good cloud numbers, so nobody cared about the spending? Alphabet also put up some excellent ad numbers for YouTube. I wonder if Amazon saw the same thing from their ad business. I know Amazon's spending like Nvidia chips like there's no tomorrow, but these guys don't do anything unless they know they have the customers first. On top of that, I'd like to find out if Amazon has lowered the cost of sending packages to you. By the way, that's the key metric for an upside surprise. Starbucks reports, ooh, intriguing. We were on tenterhooks about this position. Jeff Marks and I, when we did our CNBC Investing Club Wednesday, has China gotten better? Have they solved the throughput issues that have dogged both breakfast and the afternoon? Will they face up to the fact that there are too many variations of coffees? How's labor? Have the misdirected pro-Palestine boycott subsided as people realize that Starbucks has no connection to Israel? Can't believe it's come to this. But it did hurt the numbers last time thanks to customer intimidation. I know it's just China in my mind, but everybody's got the whole gauntlet I just mentioned. Let's see. I don't know the answer. We are long it for the trust, and I'm nervous. Call me nervous. Wednesday morning, we find out about CVS and has whether been able to avoid the maelstrom of Humana, managed care, or Walgreens, a drugstore chain whose stock just can't stop going down. This is a tough road, not made easy by the fact of what I call the theft epidemic. Maybe they should have thought about that before installing all those self-checkout kiosks. What's the role of a drugstore when Andy Jassy from Amazon is doing his best to take the customers that go there and reorient them to Prime, with many have same-day delivery for these kinds of things that they sell at CVS. Pfizer reports too, and we're getting used to disappointment here. I want to see what the company's harvesting from its acquisition of CGen, that's the old Seattle Genetics, which had an amazing anti-cancer franchise. We've seen what Keytruda has done for Merck. I want CGen to do the same for Pfizer, but that is a tall order. We also get results from Marriott, and this company's been a reliable source of upside surprises. I expect the same thing this time. Somehow the analysts just refuse to believe that Marriott's great numbers can continue. I bet they will, as we've become a much more travel-oriented society. Remember, we travel, less goods, more travel, okay? You want a company that's giving you endless earnings beats? It's a little guy. I'm bringing it out, though, because I think you can still make money on it. It's Wingstop. I keep thinking this stock will go down so I can recommend it, but it just won't. You know what? That's often the way of a fantastic stock. On Wednesday afternoon, Fed Chief Jay Powell shares with you the musings of the Open Market Committee, has those dreadful press conferences. I suspect we'll hear more chatter about rates staying higher for longer, even as I believe from the empirical work that I do, and anecdotal, frankly, that the economy was weaker than most people think in the month of March. I think there are enough brown shoots, mad money speak for signs of weakness, that we're at risk if the Fed actually goes all conventional wisdom and starts talking down rate cuts. That'd be bad for the market. I'm concerned the Fed will stay too restrictive because they don't yet realize the economy has truly started slowing. I think that it started slowing just when they kind of gave up and thought it would never start slowing. It happens. After the close Wednesday, we have Carvana, which we covered last week. The stock's on the move. And there's a monster short position. I can't believe they didn't cover. That was foolish. Anything good will cause a short squeeze, and that will lead to another leg higher, even though the other used car companies did not do that well. Thursday is Apple Day. I don't even bother to mention other companies because this is what matters. Now, Apple is going to have a disappointment. It's the most telegraphed disappointment in Apple's history. So there's so much negativity that you have to wonder if a shortfall is still a shortfall. So it's like a poem, a shortfall is a shortfall is a shortfall, when everyone knows it's coming. The stock's been creeping higher anyway, so it's getting further away from my 160 downside target. Two things could help the Apple cause. First, it could do a rest of world ROW rubric, which would let's lump all the countries that aren't China or the United States together and make people understand the scale of the international opportunity, which is bigger than China. Second, a tie-up with Nvidia that would help along the Vision Pro as a piece of hardware for the enterprise, not just the consumer, would be terrific. Whole construction companies, auto dealers, and realtors would boost their sales if they embraced it. But Apple is a consumer company. They would have to change their stripes to do what I just said. They should. Finally, on Friday, we get the employment number, and you know what? This one is real tricky. If it's a strong number, we'll think that the Fed never should have stopped raising rates. If it's a soft number, we'll want to know why the Fed talked about keeping rates higher for longer at the meeting. It is what I call fraud, not a way to end the week. But you need to know it's coming. Bottom line, we have to run another ridiculous gauntlet next week that I have no idea how to play out, but I sure hope it plays out like we saw today. But I do think the economy is getting weaker. I just hope the Federal Reserve has noticed. Fed, brown shoots. But, why don't we start? Let's go to Ryan in Virginia. Ryan.
Oh, yeah, Jim. I want to get your thoughts on a retail stock that has been decimated. Is VF Corporation a falling knife or a great company that's going to turn things around?
This is a very dicey one. I'll tell you why. Because there's a guy in there, Bracken Darrell, who is sensational. I mean, just absolutely. We loved him at Logitech. He's P&G. He's got real horse sense. But we have to get a clearing event. We have to see all the inventory gone. We do not have that done yet. Once we get sure that all the inventory is gone, then I will probably sound the buy. I can't do it yet. I say we go right now, clear across the country. I say we go to Tyler in California. Tyler.
Big booyah from California. How you doing, Jim?
I think that was more than one person, frankly. I'm doing well. How about you, Tyler?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Hey, what's your look on Dexcom?
Look, I know Dexcom's great. I absolutely know that it can be done in conjunction with the GLP-1s, that it is not the enemy of the GLP-1s, but I don't want to have to defend it because I have to defend somebody. I just finished defending Starbucks. He who defends all defends none. All right, get ready for the gauntlet next week. If the economy's getting worse, let's hope the Fed is at least paying attention and not throwing their hands up and saying, I guess we couldn't do it after all. Mad money tonight. You know them for your credit score. What is your FICO number anyway? I'm digging into the quarter that sent the stock lower today to see if investors are getting involved in the data analyst company because the stock almost never goes down. Hey, then you called on Western Union. You know what I said I had to do? I said I had to do a little homework. Done the research. I'm ready to turn in my homework with the help of Ben Stoto. And S&P Global turned a solid quarter yesterday, the top of the street's estimates. I'm learning more about what's working with the company's top brass, what a stock that is. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.